Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery in our video studio today to tell you about the 2026 Mission Range. So this is a brand new bow from the folks at Mission, which means, this is going to be a budget-friendly bow. It's going to be under $1,000 even set up with the kit that's going to come with it. Given the specs of this bow, this is one that can be used by just about anybody. It's going to be your tallest archers aren't going to fit into this. It maxes out at 30-inch draw length. But most adults, pretty much any kids, from teen on up, they're going to be able to shoot this bow, and with that budget-friendly price, so maybe some bow hunters who don't want to pay flagship level, but who want some great performance. First thing I'm going to say is this is the nicest Mission bow that I've ever shot. So 31 inches axle to axle. I think that's probably one of the reasons that I like it. It is a little bit longer than we're used to seeing from Mission in terms of axle to axle. 31 inches axle to axle. It's going to have a nice generous 7-inch brace height. The bow itself weighs just a hair over 4 pounds. That's going to be bare. And now we've got some new features that we wanted to tell you about that will get into the other specs. So we have a new cam from Mission. This is actually a Switchweight cam. And the total draw length range for this bow is going to be from 22 to 30 inches, half-inch increments on a rotating mod. So you will be able to adjust draw length simply by a rotating mod. But switch weight, so those modules are going to control your bow weight too, and there's going to be 2 modules. One module is going to take the weight range from 30 to 50 pounds, and then the module that I have on there is going to take you from 50 to 70 pounds. All you do is swap modules to get in those 2 different ranges, and then the draw length adjustment stays the same, 22 to 30 inches. So that's pretty cool. And then also what we're seeing is we now have, it's called a Mission Top Hat Kit. I don't know if I would call these top hats. I'd call them spacers, but Mission calls them top hats. This is the Mission Top Hat Kit. They look like simple spacers to me, but these top hats are going to function the way that they do on the standard Matthews bows, in that they're different thicknesses. So you're just going to pop the axle out when you're doing your tuning, and you can shift that cam left to right depending on what you need in the tuning process. I will tell you, I came out, set my rest to 13/16 center shot, shot a bullet hole first shot. I didn't have to use any of the top hats, but it's kind of cool that Mission came out with those just to make tuning these bows simpler. So now you're not only rest tuning, but you can actually adjust the cam left or right. That is something that we haven't seen from the Mission bows. All right, now coming down the bow, we do have this is like a combination cable slide and cable roller, in that the cables themselves on this part of the slide, they're just going to slide through 2 different slots in there. But on the back side, we actually have rollers, so the whole mechanism is going to roll on the cable arm. Cables slide, the roller's going to roll. The grip, this is a new slim grip from Mission. It's got a nice rubbery feel to it, texture, so that's going to be warm on those cold days. It is very slim. I kind of liked that. Sometimes I don't like grips that are too skinny, but this one felt good in my hand. However, if you don't like this grip, you can pop that off, and they do have special Mission side plates that you can put on there. We're used to seeing these with the Matthews bows. Now they have side plates for the Mission range. And then continuing down, we do have 1 stabilizer bushing out front. That's pretty low position for the stabilizer. There isn't one on the back side, so if you want to run a side rod, you're going to have to run it off the front. Now, what we have here is Mission is making the range available with a special Bowhunter's kit. That's what I have mounted on here. and it's going to come with a 5-pin True Glow sight. Love those True Glow sights, super bright fibers. You can see these. They're great sights. I love the fiber in them. You're going to get the QAD Hunter. This is a drop away rest. QAD Hunter Ultra Rest, full name of it. So that's going to come with it as well. And then you are going to get an Apex 5-arrow quiver. So you're going to see a peep sight on here. Peep sight does not come with it. The quiver, rest, and sight, that's what's going to be included in the Bowhunter kit. The let-off for this bow is going to be fixed at 80%, and we're going to have an IBO speed rating of up to 325 feet per second. We're going to do our own test. Let's go do that now. All right, mission range, speed test. First thing we need is our draw weight. And we are at 66.8. So let's talk about that for a second. So the bolts, limb bolts are maxed out. I have the 50 to 70 pound module in here. So this is coming in at like 3 pounds underweight. And you can fix that. I want to test it because this is how it came out of the box. So I know the bolts are maxed, everything is correct, obviously except for the draw weight. So what you can do to fix that is certainly I can twist both of the cables. And when I twist those cables, my draw weight is going to go up. So I am able to fix that. Of course, that affects draw length as well. As you do that, your draw length is going to increase. But I like to test it out of the box because, you know, some folks may buy this and not have access to a bow press. You need a bow press to twist the cables. So someone bought this, they're getting basically 67 pounds out of the box. And so this is the speed they're going to get. Remember, our speed rating is up to 325 feet per second. That's 70 pounds, 30-inch draw, 350 grain arrow. I have 30-inch draw, 350 grain arrow, 67 pounds. $320.7. So remember, speed rating is up to 325, but that's at 70 pounds. We are at 67 pounds. We're 3 pounds light, and we're only, 320.7. We're 5, just almost 4 pounds off. So that's pretty good. And while I'm standing here, I wanted to talk to you about draw cycle and how this bow shoots. So the draw cycle, it's got 80% let off, so at the back end, it feels a little bit heavier than some other bows. Draw cycle is stiff, it's not bad. I'm shooting it at 70 pounds. If I turned it down 65, it'd probably be a bit more comfortable. But it's not overbearing. It's not a rough draw cycle. It's manageable, and once you shoot it a bunch of times, it's gonna feel normal. What I really liked about it is how this bow aims and shoots. I was stacking arrows, just pounding them one after another. This thing aims really well. I'm sure that's that 31-inch axle to axle, bit longer than we're used to from Mission. Aims really well and shoots super nice. Very minimal vibration at the shot. However, it does want to jump forward. I don't mind that, that's okay. But no hand shock, just jump forward at the shot. So really nice shooting bow. This is one that you can be super accurate with. All right, so that is the Mission range, brand new from the folks at Mission for 2026. This is going to be a great bow for folks who are looking for a sort of budget-friendly bow, or young archers who are growing. You've got that total range of 30 pounds to 70 pounds. Draw length 22 to 23, so that's going to be great for growing archer. But don't sleep on this one. It is a good, budget price point bow that shoots incredibly well. If you want to see the Mission range on our website, be sure to click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.